back at part 11, and today we're going to be finishing up this feller with his shirt and his highlights. So let's get painting. The colors I'll be using is black, titanium white, and orange. The paintbrushes I'll be using is a 3/0 and a 2/0. I've got my 3/0 liner brush, and I'm going to pick up some of my brown, which is a burnt sienna, burnt umber, and some black, and I'm going to come in here and just put in a little shadow in his pants right in here where the bend is. I'm going to grab a little bit of that black and brown, just a little bit, and see if I can put in some pockets right here. Still a little bit too, that's a little bit too light, so I'm going to grab a little bit of white. I've got the brown on my paintbrush, and I'm going to grab a little bit of white with it, and a little bit of black with that. It's kind of making a gray. I don't want it so gray, but we'll see how it turns out. We're just trying to put him some pockets. I'm going to put him a little line there. Still got it too light, too dark. We can come back in. And I actually got it going down his leg, don't I? But that's okay. We can bring in the brown. We just need a little something different there to put some pockets on. I don't want a big difference, but a little difference. So I've got a little brown and a little of the white. Maybe a little more white. Okay, it's very faint is what I want. I'm going to use some orange for this one. Still got a little bit too much. There we go. I think I got a little bit still too. They're just really hard to see on my pockets. We're going to come back in with some brown and cover them up. Alright, so I'm going to grab a little bit of white, and I'm going to just put a little bit of a highlight around the edges of the bridge. Just a little bit right there. Just got a little light going on there. I've got some orange here, and I'm going to use my orange and some of my white, and I want to make a lighter, a very, like a, it's going to be bright, but I want it to be like a really light orange. Don't have much in there as far as orange. I've got a little bit in there. I'm going to use some of that orange for something else. So, all right. Here, let's see. We're going to do his close in. I'm making his square. Because as I've told you before, we did the triangle. And so this is part of his triangle. And so we're just, reminds me of a cream, sherbet. That's what this reminds me of. But that's okay, because this represents my middle son, and he loves sherbet. He likes orange too, so that's why we're using orange. All right, so we're just putting the orange on here and closing this in. It's a very light orange. See, orange and brown goes good together. And then I'm gonna leave some space here for him. I'm actually rolling off his arm. We're just acting like his hands is in his pocket. And I'm just bringing this down. So it's just like a little curve. And, oops, got a little bit too much there. And then I'm just doing the same thing right here. And then we'll just, you can't see the hand because it's in the pocket. And then I've got a little line there that, for the body, I'm going to come back over a little bit. There we go. So, there we got that going. And I'm going to come back in and do his arm. Again, we're just coming off his shoulder. And I'm bringing it down. We're going to bring in a hand later. Still got lots of things to do. You're saying, this is the 10th part. Yeah, this is a big painting. I'm just going to bring in a little bit more white there. There we go. Just making sure I have everything covered up here. That's all I'm trying to do. Now, I'm going to grab this little brush and I'm going to go out. I'm going to make him a collar. That's all we're doing. I'm going to pick up a little bit of white and I'm going to just rub in a little white in here just to put a little more. But too much, I can bring in some brown and can have some, got a little highlight going on there. I like those colors together too. Even hers is the magenta and his is orange. I know it's still wet, that's okay. I'm going to pick up just, I've got my 2/0 liner brush, and I'm going to pick up just the orange. And let's see if we can come in here and give that, we're just, I'm outlining. The shirt, and I'm going to bring this up a little bit so I can give him a little, you see what I did? I just made like a little triangle thing there. Let's just go ahead and we'll bring this oh so lightly, y'all. I'm concentrating and not. And then we're going to bring this around. Very lightly. We can. And then we're going to do this side right here. We're going to bring this down. I'm not worried about here because I'm going to put a belt on. Alright, so then we're going to do the hand. I mean, not the hand, the sleeve. Okay, so we're going up in here a little bit more and bringing it down. And right now it's popping out at us, but you'll see what we're going to be doing to it to make it not pop out so much. Alright. So I'm going to grab my orange and I'm going to come in here in my sleeves and just put some lines. we're just going to bring some around. Okay. Yep, we're making a plaid orange shirt. Alright, so we're going to come around here. And we're going to do the same thing here. I'm just going to bring a little bit around. And there we go. I'm going to bring all this out a little bit more, I think. Okay, then we're going to do this part. Alright, so I'm just going to bring it as straight as I can. You can put as many lines in there as you want. I think I got 4 there, so I'm going to bring this back down and I'm going to come across here. Belt will probably cover that up, but that's okay. If we put a little slant in it, that's okay. We can, oops, got too much paint on it that time. Put a little arch in it. So all I'm doing is putting in those a little, working on the plaid of the shirt. We can put in some little lines in the neck. It doesn't have to be a whole lot. I can bring this across here. And I'm seeing that that's breaking up. I don't want it to break up. And I'll bring another one across here. Alright, I'm back with my little brush and I've got some clean white on it. And I'm going to come in here and I'm going to start just putting in some little lines again to make my little plaid pop out. Okay. Alright, and then we'll just come in on this side, do the same thing. I'm just kind of staying off of the orange lines so that it'll pop a little bit more. I mean, if it hits it, it hits it. There's nothing major wrong with that. Okay. I'm going to roll my brush a little bit. Got too much right there. I'm going to come around this collar and I'm just going to do some little lines and then just kind of, there we go. That's all I'm doing. Alright, then we'll come up above these orange lines here. If we want to curve it, that's fine. If you want to keep it straight, that's fine. And then we're just going to bring it on down, just like we did the other ones. Just so there is our little orange plaid shirt. Alright, I've got some white on my paintbrush and I'm going to wipe it off and I'm just going to bring in a little more right in here just to give us some highlight. Just a little bit in the knees, just to put some little highlight in there. But first I'm going to come around with his shoe. I'm going to just put a little highlight there. We can kind of divide it a little bit so you can see there's something going on there. Okay, I'm going to work on his belt. I about forgot about it. So I am bringing in my number 3 liner and a little bit of black paint. I'm just going to make a belt across here. It don't have to be very wide. And then I'm going to use my number 2/0 liner brush, and I'm going to use some of my burnt umber, just a little bit, just to give me some belt loops. And I'm just going to wipe my brush off just a little bit to get that brown off, and I'm going to use a little bit of titanium white, just a little bit. And I'm going to come right beside each one of these little belt loops. I can find them. And just put a little highlight there so that we'll see it. I'm just going to give it a little highlight on the belt, just in some spots, just to, so you can see that there's something going on there. So this concludes our number 11 part. You have to try to keep up with them. We've done the sky, so we finished him up, all but his head. And so hope you'll pick up a paintbrush, get to painting, and love as much as I do. Y'all take care. God bless.